Yeah, well, thanks for joining me. I got Jimmy Landry, Global Director of Marketing, Pro Audio Division for Gibson Brands. Hey, Jimmy, let's talk about, first of all, I hope you're safe and healthy there.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the pro audio, pro audio in general here. It's, I guess it's an interesting dichotomy, maybe you'd call it, because you have products there that are good for people who are at home, and they might be definitely interested in that. And then you have other products that are more based on, live events. So how do you, I'm trying to find the right word there, but how do you balance that? Do you have to make sure you're diversified there to, if one goes up, the other goes down? And how is it looking these days as far as that goes?
That's a broad question on how it's looking these days. I mean, right now we're really focused in on KRK, with the recording sector of this whole thing. Obviously, we've got to change a lot of our strategies, I guess you would say. Number one, first and foremost, we really are an authentic company that truly cares about all the people that use our products, all of our artists that are close to us. So that's been one thing that we've really focused in on, is just making sure that the people that have helped us along the way, great artists, we've really kind of pivoted and checked in with a lot of people just to make sure. I mean, this is an unprecedented time for everyone, right? You and I were just talking offline of just stuff. It's like it's greater than just selling products right now. I mean, this is music. This is it's greater than business. It really is. It's like music brings people together. I think we're all going to come out of this at some point and look back, and I think there's going to be a lot of great things coming out of this. There's going to be a lot of people that are coming together, fathers and sons making music. I've got an 11-year-old little guy that I'm teaching right now on how to record on his own, right? So really that's the focus right now, is really trying to get the word out on people that are looking for things to do at home, and that is, recording, learning how to record, those types of things.
Yeah, some great stuff. And I'd ask you even to follow up on it. Even when we come out of this, I'm hoping we will, at some point, I know you're making a lot of changes now, if you said, do you think there are going to be some permanent changes and some different ways people are going to do things? I think the music landscape is certainly going to change. I mean, people are, the home recording might stay though as a huge business, and people are probably going to go to venues differently, see concerts differently. So, I mean, do you see some, permanent changes in the future down the road?
I do. I think that's, I'm one person, you're one person, so everyone kind of, we all read the same news, right? And I think a lot of this is going to really come from how quickly they can figure something out to get this more under control. And as you and I were discussing earlier as well, it's different from region to region. You being in the East Coast and Northeast, where it's a little bit more concentrated, it's a different vibe than it is, in the middle of the country in some spots. I'm not saying that's better or that's worse. I think it's just, it's different from region to region, which makes this thing really a lot more difficult. We are one country, but at the same time, it's, it's a little divided right now with the regions. That's what we're, that's an obvious fact that everyone knows about. But in terms of, to get to your question of permanent, changes, I think it really does depend on a lot of different factors and variables of what's going to happen in the next, 6 months to a year. And I also think that, just in my opinion, and just from reading and researching and talking to artists and talking to people in general from all over, including overseas, it's just going to be a matter of trust. If people really feel comfortable going outside and people feel comfortable getting together and going and seeing live music again, it's really one of those things where you can't force that. I think everyone is individual. So in the midterm to longer range, yes, I do think there's going to be some permanent changes. What those are, it's hard to put our finger on. We're definitely having meetings and trying to figure those things out and coming up with strategies and solutions so that we can continue to get our products out there and to help people to, record and enjoy music the way we always have.
Yeah, yeah, some great information. Thank you. And for our viewers, we're both in the Northeast, so we might have a different opinion than some others out there. So I just wanted to give that caveat, and so we're going through different things than some others. Before we started recording this, we were talking about how high our grocery bills are right now. So it's, some different things that are at some other people might be experiencing.
Some of the specific things, I just wanted to expand a little bit on what I was saying, but to get a little bit more specific of some of the things that, that the initiatives or some of just the basics even. And I think a lot of this doesn't just pertain to the MI industry, but I think in a lot of industries, I think it's just mass communication is really key right now. Like we've come together globally. We're reaching out to our strong partners and our independent partners on the retail side, working closely with them. I think this is really a checkpoint right now to work more closely with folks in terms of from a business perspective.
Yeah, absolutely. And finally, I wanted to ask you. I mean, we're going through crazy times for a lot of reasons, but in the MI industry, it's certainly unusual because you have some stores that are open and some stores that are not open. Some that are allowed to have repairs as an essential business, some that are not allowed to do anything. So it's so I know it's a hard question, but is it, is there any information or any advice you can give right now to these retailers when selling, KRK or Pro Audio products to, and maybe capitalize on home recording trend or anything else?
No, I think the biggest thing, again, is communication. I mean, with all retail partners in general, I mean, we're more in communication now with more retailers than we have been in a long time. And we when business is flowing and things are good, I think people tend to just, it's kind of on autopilot. I don't have any advice, but I just can comment on what I've been seeing and what's been working. And that is over communicating almost, like reaching out to manufacturers to get with them, whether it be, doing things like reciprocated social media tagging or, ideas on promotions or, things of that nature. It's a little tough because we can't even really shoot video right now. And those are the things. So it's, people are really trying to figure out creative ways to get content shot or use artists at home. The Gibson team has done an amazing job at really being proactive. They've got, you can check out the hashtag homemade music, and our team on the guitar side has done a tremendous job of really pulling together an unprecedented community of artists that are doing things at home. And that's, that's an authentic play there. That's not just, we got to sell KRK or we have to sell guitars. I mean, this is a real crisis, and it's important to KRK, to Gibson, to everyone in music to bring people together right now to pull through this thing. So, create creative ways of getting the word out, on staying safe, and creative ways of pulling people together, I think is really the key right now to pull us through this in the MI world. Okay.
Yeah, great information. Thanks, Jimmy. Thanks for joining us from your home, and I appreciate it. Thanks for all the information.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having us, and whoever's watching this, I wish you all the best, and stay well.